Welcome back. This is another episode here on this channel. I am in the jungle here in Australia, and I'm walking up a mountain or a hill. It's about 1 kilometer trek up to see the lookout, and maybe a little bit more towards some rocks that I've consecrated. You will get to see what that is, what that's like. Hopefully, if you have the eyes, the attunement. I'm walking here without shoes, and it's quite painful. There's tons of little stones, and I have to be mindful of venomous creatures. This is the second time that I've walked up this mountain, and as I was walking, I was thinking about the venomous creatures that live in this forest and live in Australia, and there are tons of them. One of them being the most venomous creature, or one of the most venomous, or the most venomous snake, land crawling snake in the world, which is a Australian brown snake. One drop of its venom can kill something like, 40 people or something crazy like that. So, as I was walking last time, and I was walking without shoes either, I was thinking to myself, there are tons of little holes on the ground here, and if the snake were to jump out and bite my leg, it would have been over. There's no way I'm running back to town in time for the anti-venom. If they have anti-venom, it will be the end for me. And as that thought was coursing through my mind, I was thinking about that this would be probably be the easiest and best way to die for me. I wouldn't want to be killed in an accident, a car crash, or a plane crash, or killed by someone. That's too boring. If I were to die prematurely, accidentally, I would want it to be with a venomous creature, or by a venomous creature, such as a snake or a spider, preferably a snake, I think. If that were to happen even now, I would just sit with my legs crossed, right here, probably on the stone, with my eyes closed, my hands folded inwards, and I would sit and meditate and probably record myself as well. And I would hope to see that video in my next lifetime if I choose to come back again here on Earth, which I think I am going to choose again. And that would be the best and easiest way to die, because venom turns your skin blue. It turns your aura blue, actually, as well. And there are tons of spiritual benefits that you can gain from attracting venom into your life. For instance, you can open up your throat center, your Vishuddhi chakra, which is the most fascinating thing in the world to me, and what I'm continuously working on and towards. And I will have mastery over this energy system. I will have mastery over my entire body, actually. I will have mastery over my 7 chakras, which each have (112) dimensions, 16 petals each, 16 parts each. And 16 times 7, 112, plus 2, which are outside of the body. And I will leave this physical casing consciously, and I will leave through the 7 chakras simultaneously, which is a rare thing to do. And I want my death to be documented. And then once I come back again, if I choose to come back again, I'm not entirely sure. If the circumstances present themselves, I probably will choose to do that. But I don't know yet. I'm still 27 years of age. I will leave simultaneously through my 7 chakras, and if I come back again, I will watch the video, and I'll make sure that everyone else knows that that was me. This is who I am. I was looking back at this as to why I can't remember my past lives. Yesterday at night as I was meditating in bed. And it turns out, well, from what I can see, there's a casing that is planted upon you naturally in the womb. You are kind of encased in this light field, and it prevents you from seeing into the past or even into the future, because it's very traumatizing to do that. So nature kind of gives you an ailment. Whatever you've accomplished in your past life, whatever you've done, whatever actions you've done, good or bad, it saves you from looking into that. So you get a fresh start, fresh life. So you can see into your past life, which of course I do want to see into my past life. And as I was seeing this casing in the womb, I broke apart that, or I broke through that. And some memories, bodily memories, started rising from within me of my previous birth in Thailand. And it wasn't like I could see clearly who I was and, everything, if I paid taxes or not. It wasn't like that. It was more like if you were to go through a traumatic event in this life, maybe you don't exactly know the memory, you can't clearly see it as an image, but the body remembers. And if the trauma comes back again, you can clearly feel it. There has a energetic signature to it, energetic tinge. So that's what it was like. And I could clearly see that at the very least I was somewhere in Thailand. I was a Thai man. Now, this is not an appropriate thing to say on the spiritual path because it really doesn't matter. And I could be fooling myself and this could be mind imagination, although it's not. I know that for sure because I know how to differentiate. I'll just let this man pass here.
No shoes even.
Hey, yes sir, no shoes. Just the way it's supposed to be. So. It's not good to talk about these things because what passed is past. But still, as a spiritual master, I want to know these things. I want to know my past lives and who I was and where I was. And it's fascinating. It's interesting to me. So that's all that I want to say about that. You can think about... Okay, I'm going to move on now. There's a significant advantage of walking barefoot, especially in the kind of terrain that I'm currently walking in. If you ever did try this, you should try this, that before you meditate or before you embark on any spiritual practice, just go to the shower and wash your feet and gently massage your feet and wash them. And you will settle into meditation quite easily and effortlessly. Because when you wash your feet and when you massage your feet, subtly you are destroying the stagnant vibrations that have gathered on top of your feet if you're wearing shoes or whatever. And also the feet have loads of nerve endings. When you stimulate those, naturally the energy rises up from the base, or the very lowest point of your energy body, upwards, and it opens up your crown center. So me walking through the jungle like this and walking on the stones here, it opens me up and it makes me more alive. Versus if I was to be walking in shoes, I'm sure I could walk a lot faster, but it wouldn't have the same advantages and benefits. Also, I can feel the land. I can feel whatever is happening here. And coming back to past lives, I was thinking back to when I was in Thailand, and I knew that some connection that I had with Thailand when I was there. I could feel that this was a familiar place to me. And I was thinking that if I were to go and visit the place that I was living in my previous birth, it would be so overwhelming and traumatizing then maybe my body couldn't have handled it. Maybe I would have even, I don't know, gone into psychosis, or I don't know, something worse could have happened, because this is quite steep here. Maybe 35 degrees incline. And so that's why nature gives you a kind of protective cocoon as it relates to your previous birth, because if you were to remember what had happened in the lives before, and spontaneously, I mean, right now, today, and who the people you were with, you would be so overwhelmed. If you don't have the necessary wisdom to understand and the dispassion of the world to see that, you know, things are connecting in this way, you would go crazy for sure. So you need wisdom, most importantly, most of all, for you to be able to delve into the past and see yourself in your previous births like that. Having come as a human form, in the human form, you are not much different from the animals. Of course, you're much more intelligent and evolved, etc. But in terms of the survival instinct, you are the same as an animal. And nature has equipped you with eyesight, which is the strongest survival sense. Most people, I would say 80% of the people, their most dominant sense is eyesight. They look. If I were to say you would have to remove one of the 5 senses from you. I mean, all 4, except leave one. Most people would probably choose eyesight, because it's this most significant advantage towards seeing predators and seeing food and whatever else. But this is only to do with survival. As a yogi, as a person on a spiritual path, you have to attune yourself to your physical body and move away from eyesight towards feeling sensations. So instead of having to be relied on eyesight, you have to be relying on feeling sensations. Okay. What that means is everything out there in the world is giving off a sound. Everything is sound vibration. Even the trees that I'm walking on here, they are a sound. They are giving off a vibration. And my body subtly feels that. I can feel everything that is going on here. So instead of me relying on my eyes for my survival instinct, my natural awareness is focused on my bodily sensations. And with this, I can feel the environment. If there were a predator somewhere off in the distance, 50 meters away, for example, relaxing and minding his own business, I'd probably feel that. And not to say that I know exactly what it is or what type of predator is, anything like that. No. But if he was intently focusing on me, everyone has this survival instinct. Your body can feel it, right? And even if someone looks at you from the back, you just turn around and you may make eye contact with them, because the sheer intensity of someone's presence staring at you like that, your body sensations can feel that, can pick that up. And so that has to be your strongest sense, is bodily sensations. With that, you can perceive the whole world, as I am currently here. As I walk up here, there's going to be an overpass where I can see the entire city. And as something just ran. A bird or something, I don't know. Small creature. And as I overlooked at the entire city, everything in the city is giving off a sound vibration. And if you are tuned enough, you can perceive, or I can perceive, the sound vibration of the entire city. And generally, I know everything that's going on in the city, just because everything is communicating all the time. And if you have the sense to feel it, you can perceive that, you can absorb that. It's very easy to know what is happening in your city. And climbing mountains, like I am now, gives you a great advantage because, first of all, climbing anything is good for you. It's one of the most healthiest things you can do for your body. Second of all, there are 3 levels, from what I've perceived, energy-wise, to any hill or mountaintop, mountain peak. First level is the base. It's where the city is, or sea level. And that's where the heaviest and densest energy gathers. And you can perceive that, you can feel that. Then when you start walking up the summit, maybe about halfway or below halfway, that's the second level. You're starting to emerge from that density that is naturally gathered at the bottom, like cold air gathers at the bottom of a valley. And so that's currently where I am now, and I'm about to hit the 3rd level, and I actually just did. And the 3rd level is the highest point of this elevation. So it'll be 60% upwards to 100% of the topmost peak. And that's the subtlest energy that this mountaintop naturally gathers. It's not like you going up, an elevator up into the sky. You're not necessarily going to feel that, but you can feel that with a physical object like this, because this thing is a being as well. Not a being like you and I, but it is being. And it is gathering energy, I should say, not necessarily being. It is gathering energy. And when you reach the 2nd and 3rd point, the refined nature of the vibrations or the energy is such that your body can feel that and you'll benefit from it. Naturally, you will attune yourself to this subtle vibration. And, well, this is what spirituality is all about. It's going from the density of life to the subtleness of life. That's what I'm currently doing here now. So this is why yogis choose to leave their energy footprints behind on top of mountains and mountain peaks, because first, it's hard to get to. You have to wear yourself out to be able to go up, which I'm currently wearing myself out. And then when you do get to that certain point where the person has stored energy in a particular location, then you will benefit that much more, because you are receptive. You are more receptive than if you were just to, eat meat and drink alcohol and watch some TV and then go to visit a sacred place. You wouldn't feel that place much, even at all. So you can communicate to rocks, to stones, to trees, to every inanimate object. You can communicate to them. Not communicate in the sense that, hey, how was your breakfast? Did you enjoy the rain? Oh yes, I did, the tree says. Not like that. Although maybe you can, I don't know. Trees do have consciousness, but they're not really very fun to talk to. They're not entertaining. You can communicate to any object in the way that you can download information into them. And that information can be stored, in the sense that if I have a memory and I want to save that memory on a rock, for example, for wise people in the future to use or to know how to do something, let's say, for example, to consecrate a mercury lingam, I can have that energy be pushed out of me into the stone, and the stone will, of course, be receptive towards that. It'll imbibe that and it'll hold it for many, many years, depending on the nature of the stone and the strength of your vibration. It can hold it up for as much as 500 years or 1,000 years or more. So that's what it's like to live life as a yogi. All right. Well, 19 minutes. I'm sure that I still have some way to go before I hit the rocks here. The rocks have already energized just from being at the base camp or my hostel, because I visited this place before and I knew what it was like, and I left some signature here. Now I'm going up again. And mainly what I'm doing is the heart center, the heart chakra. It's very green. It's like light green or soft green. You will see for yourself once I get up there. All right. So if you watched up until now, I hope that you continue watching for the entire duration of the video, because I want to reach the milestone of having monetization on this channel, which requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which I currently have 51 watch hours approximately, or 59. So I'm not even close. So the longer that you watch, and if you like this video, click the like button and engage, comment, say something. I don't care what it is. Ask me a question. I want more engagement so that I can get monetization. I've also reached the mainstream of the human consciousness. I know how individuals think. I'm on the same level as Kanye West or Jay-Z or Lady Gaga or any of these people. Not in terms of their skill level or their popularity or their fame or their wealth. Not even close right now at that. But the consciousness, those people understand something about the general society and the well-being of people. And they put out content that, you know, for the most part is very popular. People digest it a lot. People like the music that they make. So there has to be some understanding of the consciousness of the people for you to make products that are so successful and well liked. And that's subtly on an energy level what I've done yesterday. I've entered into the mainstream level of consciousness, and the videos that I make here, this will be the first one, will be of a different quality, a more popular opinion, or yes, my views and ideas will be well received by the population. And in the future, I will be famous. There's no question about it. And of course, I will be rich. That's what I want. I have seen, you know, I haven't lived long enough to make concrete predictions for myself, like, oh, this is for sure what I'm going to do, because my life is fluid. I am fluid in my own self. So I don't really know. I've gotten wise enough to say at least that, or understand that of myself. So when I say this now, I'm not sure if this is going to be the case. But from what I've seen, I think that I don't want to fly anywhere else in the world. I want to leave my body here. I don't want to go anywhere else on the planet. I want to get citizenship here in Australia, and I've reached the top of that steep incline. I want to get citizenship here on this island. I don't want to fly anywhere else. I want people to come to me at the very least. I don't want to be going anywhere. I don't want to take a flight ever again in my life. I don't want to get on an airplane ever again in my life. And I want to have a stable foundation in Darwin. I'm going to go to Darwin. That's like 99% sure. And I will buy land there. I'll find some land that is attuned to me. And from that, I will put my roots down. I'll put my light down and up. And from that center, I will start to build my sanctuary. I will start to build my society. I'm not going to live in here where people are. I'm going to live where I live. And from myself, from my center, I will create the entire world for myself. And anyone that wants to join me, they're more than welcome to do so. I will not live on society's terms. I will live only on my terms. That's the way it should be if you're a man. And if you're a man, stop cutting your beard. It's not normal or natural. You look weird. Like you don't look like a man. You know, this is something that I've understood actually yesterday. I took off all my jewelry and clothing, necklaces and everything. And just how I was at birth. So as I was meditating, and I could see that probably it was a mistake for me to cut my hair. Although at that time I knew that it would be faster for me to progress spiritually if I were to cut my hair. So maybe, but if I were to be strong enough, I would probably keep my hair, because there's a huge advantage to having long hair. And even now I feel like, man, I can't wait for my hair to grow to a sufficient level where I don't have to worry about it, because it does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. If you're driving an F1 track, on the F1 track in a Formula 1 car, race car, and you're driving on one set of wheels, and then the people switch to a different set of wheels that are slightly slower, you'll be able to feel that, because your perception is so finely attuned to racing that fast, you'll instantly know. And even if it's a 1% or 2% difference on a race, it makes a huge difference. So to you, if you're out there doing construction and drinking alcohol and smoking weed and watching TV, that's your whole life. Well, maybe shaving your beard and cutting your hair is not that big of a deal. You want to look civilized, in quotes. And you're doing that to appear less threatening. Okay, I just want you to understand that's what you're doing. And similarly, as I learned about this for myself, like why I'm cutting my nails, I just cut my nails recently. I'm only cutting my nails for other people's sake. And now I understood that I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to cut my nails. I don't know why. First of all, I cut my nails. Second of all, my body's growing it. Like, why would I do something that is against my body's will? That's not natural. And of course, I don't know how long it's going to get. I don't know, because at least 3 months I'm going to keep my nails growing, and then I'll decide, because nails also have power. It's like it gives you claws. It makes you more dangerous. I know, I feel more dangerous towards other men, especially. So it's not just, life isn't like that. So I don't know how dangerous it is going to be for me to continue to grow my nails long. I don't want to have my feet nails a couple of inches and then me having to lift my feet up everywhere I go. That's, not reasonable. But I don't want to contain my energy. I want myself to be fully let out. I want to just be natural. I don't want to manipulate myself in any sense. However nature designed me, however nature intended me for me to be, that's how I'm going to go. I'm not going to live up to society standards because I need to buy Gillette Fusion razor blades. It's the best a man can get. No, wrong. It's very wrong. What else can I share here? Okay, well, it's starting to slowly go down here. I hope that you watched up until now. If you have, like this video. Click that like button. I hope it helps me to grow my channel. And subscribe, of course, and leave a comment. I have to say these things because I have to be a popular YouTuber. All right. I want to talk about this girl that I met here in Cairns. Not really a girl, a woman. One of the most spiritually advanced human beings I've ever seen or come across. And she has the capability or capacity to consecrate objects. I don't think she consciously understands this, but as I was walking through the park where she teaches a certain program, like spiritual program, and I was walking at night, and I remember that's where she conducts her program in front of a class. And I could see that through the intensity of her practice, she has let go of her subtly. She has released prana from her body. She released life force from her body, and it entered into the earth, into the ground. And it energized that particular place that she was sitting. And I walked up to that, and I wanted to see if I could destroy that or remove that. And I tried to do whatever I could, and I just removed the breeze of the energy or the stagnation of that energy. But that life force in the ground, that prana, it cannot be destroyed. It cannot be removed by anyone, I don't think. Definitely not by me, but anyone else, yeah, for sure it can't be. Maybe the odd yogi or someone knows how to do that, but it's not possible. Just like you can't make the light go away. You can maybe just block with your hand and leave a shadow, but you can't stop the light. It's not possible. So I was very surprised at that, and I'm very happy that I've gotten a chance to meet her, because I've never met a person like that in my life that could do that, except Sadhguru. I've never seen a person like that in my life. Except for me, of course. And I want occult powers. I want mystical knowledge. That is deeply what I'm craving for. And if I continue on this path, I'm sure that I will get to a stage where I can levitate. I'm sorry if the camera is not in my face at all times, because I'm focusing on the ground. I will get the ability to levitate, and I can already hear people's minds or people's thoughts. It's a very easy thing to do. Not easy like you can do it. I don't think you can. You have to purify yourself to a certain level or stage where inside of yourself you are empty. And when you're empty, you can just concentrate on someone's mind or someone's body like an object, and you can sense the vibrations that are coming out of them. It's very simple and easy to do. And they're more than willing to share their thoughts and emotions. Everyone is. No one on earth is hiding anything or is capable of hiding anything. Everyone is interested in well-being, even the so-called evil people. No such thing. They're just confused people. People that think that their well-being lies in hurting others. That's wrong and not the case. So, I'm almost there. Sadhguru was talking about this. He was giving a lecture talk, and he says that it is his dream that the humanity should live in consecrated spaces. That's what I've done. I've consecrated the hostel that I'm living in. And when I leave to a place like this, I'm doing whatever I'm doing, my energy work, and then I come back and I'm driving to the bus with the bus towards that location. And about 50 to 100 meters away from that hostel, I can feel a significant difference. Like my heart begins to shed its weight, because living here in the society, all these people, it's not safe. You're gathering all this energy into your body for the sake of survival. Everyone has their own thoughts and intentions and beliefs, and it's chaos. But when you go there, the subtleness of that energy, and it's pranic, so you don't have to put in any effort or force for you to live. You just let go, and life naturally takes care of you in that place. So I'm very happy to say that anyone that goes there, no matter how illusioned or delusioned that person is, no matter how steeped they are in ignorance, if they're drinking alcohol and doing all sorts of things, things that are not for the well-being of the human being, they will slowly start to shift in a way that is conducive for their inner growth and well-being. More specifically, subtly, their spinal cord will begin to vibrate. And from the base of their spine, the Kundalini energy will rise. It's slowly rising in everyone in that place. You can't help it. It's not possible. Some people have lots of blockages, and that is going to have to be cleared up, and it can manifest in certain ways. Some people it naturally travels up, like with this girl. It naturally, effortlessly travels up from the base of her spine to the crown of her head. And I'm fortunate to say that I have enlightened her on an energy level, of course. Not to say that she's consciously understanding all these things. She's not. It'll take some years for her to consciously understand and be able to articulate what I'm articulating here. But on an energy level, if you look into her, you look at her, she's like an enlightened being. She is like an enlightened being, because that's the body, that's how her body vibrates. She was close enough to that I can do certain things with my own inner sense, and I've effortlessly done that for her, or to her. Not to say that I can do that for everyone. I mean, I can, but no one is at that stage. So she was like at the door, and all I had to do was open the door and to let her walk through, let her walk in. I am learning about time. This concept of time is really saddening for me. Maybe I think it's because I lived with my grandfather and he was quite old, and for a number of years I lived with him in an early age. And I understood that he's, an old man and he's not going to be alive for long. I don't know what time is. So when I hear time, that's the only thing I can think about is my grandfather, like grandfather time, So I still haven't understood what time is, although I can share some concepts with you and some insight. And that, as I was meditating, of course, as I always do, that the new moon was coming up, and I could sense that there really isn't anything called time. Time is just movement of energy in space. That's what time is. It's energy moving, planets are moving, and if you measure that, that's what we call time. Time is just a human construct. There's no such thing as time. Or time can be classified as, in the Sanskrit, there's a word called kala, which means emptiness or darkness. It is in this darkness or this emptiness in space, it's nothingness, that this nothingness holds the foundation of the physical manifestation of being able to play out its role. So in essence, that's what time is. It's this emptiness. I don't really know what I'm talking about here. From my research, I know that kala means both time and space. Yeah. Anyways. Time, yes. So the full moon and the new moon every 28 days that happens. That's how you measure time. That's how I measure time. I don't necessarily watch out for the numbers of the months of the year. That's more of like a human concept. Although, as well as I look out for the moon cycles and the sun cycles. So we are in a current position. I thought just something bit me. That would have been not fun. So yes, the current sun cycle and the current moon cycle. And oh man, I have to share this with you guys. That Sadhguru released a video talking about the sun flares. And he said that this current year, 2023 to 2024, is going to be the most severe sun flares that anyone has experienced in their lifetime. And that day, that video that came out, I was so intensely overwhelmed by this sense of energy. I didn't know what to do. I thought it was inside of me. I thought I was just suffering, thinking like, what's going on with me? I don't know what it is. And when that video came out, I understood, oh my God, it's a freaking sun flare. And that day was so intense. And I could feel the vibration of the sun all around me. And I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to handle it. And when that video came out, I instantly knew, oh man, I have to use this. And as I allowed this sun's rays or sun's energy to penetrate inside of me, I went into the most ecstatic, blissful sensation that I probably ever experienced in my life. I was utter joy. And I was blissfully laughing and shedding tears and smiling and laughing and dancing and listening to music. That was intensely fun. So this is the fundamental teaching here and now, is that anything in the universe, whether you think it's positive or negative, it can be used towards your advantage. So for this example, the intensity of the sun and the solar flares, people are going to naturally go crazy because they don't know how to handle it. They don't have the physical capability to absorb that into themselves. Whereas me, I could definitely make use of that. And my God, it sent me into a wild ecstasy. So similarly with poison, with mercury, with venom, to some or to most, it is lethal. But to someone like me, it could be used for ecstasy. And I'm sure in the future I will have access to venomous creatures. Living here in Australia, probably going to live in Darwin soon. There's no shortage of those. So what else can I say here? Sadhguru once said, I'm pretty much here. Yeah, that was it. Oh. Okay. Sadhguru once said, watch this. It's like a stairway to heaven. Sadhguru once said that how he is inside of himself, he wouldn't trade it for anything in the universe, or even for the entire universe. And most of the videos I watch is him with his turban and his clothing. But yesterday I watched a video, it was a vlog of his. He was somewhere in Utah and he was just shooting himself as a regular guy. And he had his turban off and I could see his head and I could see inside of him what is going on inside of him. And that man is completely full of himself. Not in the sense that, in the societal sense that, oh, this person is full of himself, don't listen to him. He's full of his own life. He's full of his life. His life is completely full to the brim of his body. There's nothing left for him to do, energy-wise. He has completely fulfilled his being. So you can think of your body as a water bottle, energy water bottle, and you're trying to seek pleasure in order to fulfill yourself. But sensory pleasures are temporary and they don't last, and it doesn't really do anything for you. So they go away and you're left virtually unfulfilled. But that man has fulfilled himself fully and completely, 100% to the brim. Every dimension of his body, from the base of his spine to the crown of his head, is fully on and active and vibrating with energy. That's what a chakrishwa, a person that has mastered his chakras, is. He has 114 dimensions within himself, 114 chakras, fully on and active. Like if you had 114 light bulbs, maybe you can turn on 21 of them fully on and active. If you have 21, you'll be a normal person. And if you go up, let's say you turn on 63, but they're dim, they're not fully on, you are beginning to be a mystic. You are, a wise person. People should listen to you. If you turn on all 84, you are now a mystic. You're for sure, you have mystical powers and capabilities and etc., etc. If you go up to 108, you're enlightened. That's what I am now. Then when you go to 112 or 114, you are as Shiva. You are like Shiva. Whatever you want to manifest in your life, effortlessly and easily you will be done. You are like God. You are the creator of the universe. You and the creator are one. The creative force is effortless in you. Yes. I don't understand yet. I'm not there yet, but I will be. No question. All right. See these stones? See the energy inside of it? Maybe you can't. I don't know, but I sure can. And the subtleness of this place will energetically vibrate for 10 years at least. That's what I see now. I mean, very strongly. Anyone that walks by this will get a sense of this energy, will feel this presence. Maybe they're not consciously aware of it. Most of them are not going to be. But it still will benefit them. That's what spiritual places are like in the world. I saw a video. I saw many videos of this place called Kedar Temple. It's in just south of the Himalayas, just on the foothills of the Himalayan mountains. And there's a little tiny little temple there. And I instantly knew it was powerful. And the temple, inside of the temple sits just a stone that has erupted from the ground, and people worship that and it's been consecrated. And then recently I watched a video by Sadhguru and him talking about it, and him saying that place has seen so many mystical men that you cannot miss it. I'm like, interesting. And so I went back to that video and I watched it, and I was watching it physically, and then I closed my eyes and I looked into that place, and wow, my God. It's like, the closest thing that I could represent this is like in The Matrix. There's a scene where Neo fights Seraph in the first fight. Seraph is sitting down cross-legged, and Neo walks into his little room and he says, I'm looking for the Oracle. Can you help me? And Seraph says, yes, but first I must apologize. In that scene, Neo sees him on a non-physical level, and he sees the matrix all around, the greens and the blacks, and he sees him, and he's just glowing, he's vibrating with this orange light. That's precisely what this is. The physical thing, of course, everyone, you can't miss it, but the energy of that place is like every rock, every stone, every pebble, every mountain, everything is fully on and active on an energy level. It's a miracle that I can watch these things and I can see these things, and that's what I hope for you to see as well. I hope this is not going over your head and not getting bored. This is what I came here for. We're tired of me here. Okay. It will take me some time to do this. For these stones. Oh man. To be receptive towards me here. All right. Wow. It's a beautiful place. Ooh. Oh, you can see the city from here. I'm gonna go up a little bit higher and you'll definitely see what it's like. Whew. Okay. What I had to do here has been done. Let's go further. Okay. Hopefully I don't fall here. It's very rocky. Oh, look at that. I came here to Australia with lots of clothing. See that? And 2 days ago I knew that I had to get rid of some of the clothing, so I donated or threw away most of my shirts. I only left 2 shirts for myself. This one, Save Soil, Conscious Planet, green Sadhguru's shirt, and a pure white t-shirt. Because as I was slowly noticing that the clothes that I wear have a meaningful impact on my life, on my being, on my energy body. As I was meditating, I could sense the shirt that I was wearing, it had writing on it. It was some concert. And the vibration of the signatures and everything that was written on it, it was giving off a unpleasant sound. I didn't like it. It was like, oh man, this is detrimental. Very subtly, but it still is detrimental. And I took it off, put on a different shirt. This is the most highest quality or conscious shirt that I've ever worn or ever seen. I'm going to continue to wear this shirt, just wash it, let it dry in the sun, put it back on. This is going to be my uniform. And I definitely don't want to dress like regular people, or these people living, you know, normal people, I should say. I want to be extra normal or abnormal. All right, I'm running out of things to say. It's been 15 minutes now here. I'm going to take you up to this furthest most point, and I'm going to stop the video. Hope you've enjoyed watching this. Please leave a comment, share, subscribe, like this video, watch some of my other videos, and stay tuned for future content such as this, where I explore the mystical dimensions of reality and enlighten you all. Goodbye. Stay tuned for next time.